Fellow traders, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, April the 10th. The year's 2026. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap-up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And let's make sure we have our risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose while we are trading. So let's jump right into the weekly chart. Look at this big green candle on the pound. We are 269 pips above the pound's weekly open, 28 off the high and 277 off of the low. And notice that euro yen did not fill its weekly opening gap. We shot through the opening range of the week on Tuesday. We shot through the opening range of the month on Wednesday, and we are now just 2 pips below the yearly open. So we are in the opening range for the year right now. That's huge considering where we were, but you can see the ground that's been made up for these past 5 days. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside, a couple of weeks ago, and now we've come back the other way. For the year, once again, we're now 3 pips below the yearly open, 415 off the high, 295 off the low. But you can see we have not pushed the bounds. We have not expanded the range of the year yet. And there was a bunch of inside bar action today. As you can see, we had an inside bar yesterday. We have already broken out of that. We had an inside bar 3 weeks ago. We also broke out of that inside bar today. And we had a monthly inside bar 2 months ago. And we have actually broken into that inside bar range on the month. We had red news today, but the pound only has 69 pips of range. The new beast, the pound New Zealand dollar, is leading the way with 107 pips of range. For the buy zone, and you can see here, we crisscrossed that open. It looks like in the London session, maybe late, yeah, I think, or late Asian session. And then we hit the buy zone here, and then we've pretty much gone up from there. And we're heading back down right now. And airball, if you're watching, it looks like you're going to be hitting your TP soon. You're within about 3 pips of it. Notice the rat zone was pretty interesting today. The red rats had lots of opportunities to short in the zone, but we really haven't broken out of the zone by much. You can see here we're about 7 pips below on the regular or the original rat and the smart rat, or as Walmart likes to call it, rat tui. You see there was a short called at 66, and I was kind of kicking myself because I was shorting up around the 75 and I got in one more time, but I was busy coding and doing some other things, not paying full attention. So I punched out with about a 7 pip win. Had I just left things alone, I would have seen that it was below indicator 2 on M5. I might have stayed in the trade longer. But, you know, if you're going to be distracted, you don't want to, actually, you should never be distracted while trading. Let me just put it that way. It's just bad. Don't do it. You can see here we broke through yesterday's high to the upside. Bambino flexed to go long, price near the pivot long. Those both paid off. But you can see now short near R1 would have be paying right now at 68. We took out the daily pivot. We've taken out the weekly and we've taken out the monthly. In and out of that upper wick zone, you can see here. I think Ben's just about getting ready to take. I think he just took his profit, so I'm sure he's happy. For the week, 306 pips of range, 91 percentile. That is huge. Huge. We did not break out at a low, but we broke out of previous week's high by 138 pips. Once again, high minus close for the red rats, 35. Close minus low for the green rats, 271. Weekly crossover traders, 297. High minus open to the north and only 9 pips. Open minus low to the south. The lot of nice price action here. You can see price just doing that little rangy thing here, as Walmart likes to call it. So it was ranging between like the 60 and the 75. It was funny because when it failed to make the 75 here, I was saying, you know what? This thing wants to be 50. Well, it wanted to be 75 and then it wanted to be 50. That's why sometimes I say if I would have just waited an hour. And on the multimeters, in fact, I wrote a couple new multimeters based on some statistics, looking at other statistics. But you can see here from, we got H4, H1, now M30. They're all in the red. Yeah, I think Ben's happy, but he should probably count his blessings. The market smiled upon him. And here, just looking at the highest low, lowest high triggers, you can see here touching right around that 75 and then price falling off. And you can see right there was a nice flip-flop of the indicator 2. So when that closed, go short, there was a little pain, and then it was long. And this is the one I didn't take. And this is one of the ones I was kicking myself because I should have taken it. But the woulda, coulda, shouldas don't buy you coffee. I don't drink coffee anyway. Okay, so for April right now, we are 0.01% down for the year had you bought the yearly open. And let's see. Year-to-date accumulated, we haven't changed that. Let's just take a quick look at the range by month. You see here, 306 for April. Yeah, 309. So it looks like we've got more room to move in April. If we take a look at the ATR percent, we're at 72. So that's not too bad. So looking here at the month, you can see big upside buyer, strong control. We're inside that upper wick zone of the previous month. We've got a higher high, higher low. For the week, we're above the wick zone. We exceeded the previous weekly range by 118 pips. Buyer strong control. We're above the previous mid, above the pivot. Higher high, higher low. And for the daily, buyer strong control once again. Higher high, higher low. Previous bar was an inside bar, so once again, that was almost a no-brainer trade there to take that to the long. Would have been worth about 20 pips. Buyer strong control. So this is kind of funny here. Let me I want to share something with you guys. I'm going to read from my email what this one trader I had to say, I find it kind of interesting how you can tell where some people's heads are at by how they talk. He says, your horizontal lines method not work for me. If you have something else for beginner, then please tell me. It's like, oh, almost all my methods are based off of horizontal lines. I mean, what else is there? And so I told him I don't have anything else. And so then he sends me something. You are in the market for decades and you still don't have any profitable system or indicator, then why are you uploading YouTube videos? Close your channel, buddy. You're also wasting your time. It's just like, no, I'm not. It's just that obviously I've tried to, guide this trader. It's like, watch some of the original videos on horizontal line trading and just trade. I don't know why this person, you know, seems to think that these methods don't work. I mean, if they didn't work, I wouldn't have been around for decades. That's that's what's so funny. Um, if and the thing is, if it doesn't work for you, then but it was working for other people, well, then maybe there's something you need to change. You don't need to change methods, but as Walmall and I, we've been going on a philosophy um, about trading and brain management because and getting your emotions out of trading because that's why people don't win. That's a huge reason why people don't win. Huge, because your emotions grab hold of you. And me and the guys that we've been trading together, we like to say that emotional damage, because that's what you do to yourself when you break your rules. You don't pay attention. You make mistakes. The market goes against you. You have to sit through the drawdown, and try and fight your way out. Then you get out with maybe a few pips, only to watch the market continue in the direction that you wanted it to go in. But if you just keep making mistakes, then you're going to keep getting those same results. You know, if you want to see change, you've got to be the change. The market's not changing. The methods aren't changing. The only thing that changes is you. And so, um, like I said, I don't know why this trader seems to think that I'm just supposed to like here's something that's profitable, and here right out of the box you're going to be able to do this and it's going to work every time. It's just ridiculous. I mean, really, you got to get a grip. I mean, if you can't trade simple horizontal lines, then you can't trade. It's just that simple. I mean, every day I bring up these charts. Once again, here on the pound, price at the line, and this is just with the psychologicals. Here at the 50, that was profitable. Here, shorting at the 75, that was profitable. Once again, it was profitable. Here, going long at the 75 was profitable. Hey, it was only a couple of pips, but the thing is, when you first learn how to trade, you start to learn how to take a couple of pips. And then if you can take 2 pips over and over and over and over, and then you see like, well, you know what? Maybe I can take 4. Maybe I can take 5. But, these traders like to believe all these 100 pip, move traders out there that, and all this, and the way they trade. Well, that's not how I trade. And so you got to figure out how you trade. But once again, even the market profile traders, it's all about horizontal lines, every last one of them. So yeah, there's some of those cloud people, the ikimuchi or however you say that. But that's not me. If that's you, then you do you. Because you know what, traders? It is not what you trade. It is how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.